Tom Cruise may flash that signature smile on screen, but don't confuse charm with weakness. Because when someone crosses the line, Tom doesn't shout, he doesn't curse. He calmly takes apart your question, your tone, even your professionalism in seconds. And the best part? He does it all without ever raising his voice. This is the story of a man who redefined composure in Hollywood, a global icon, a lightning rod, and someone you definitely don't want to ambush with a loaded question. From awkward talk shows to tense interviews, these are the 10 moments Tom Cruise shut it all down without breaking a sweat. And it all begins with what looked like just another fun game on the Ellen DeGeneres show, until things didn't exactly go as Ellen planned.
And, Britney or Christina?
What do you mean?
Britney Spears? I don't know what I mean. I'm not even sure what I mean.
I've never thought about it.
All right. Right.
Tom's refusal to play along wasn't rude, it was deliberate. A clear message: he doesn't do surface-level games, not on camera, not ever. And that was just the warm-up. Then came Matt Lauer. He turned up the heat, but Tom fired back with the facts. It was 2005, and the topic was as controversial as it gets: Tom's outspoken stance against antidepressants, especially when it came to actress Brooke Shields.
And I want to see her do well. And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
But Tom, if she said that this particular thing helped her feel better, whether it was the antidepressant or going to a counselor or a psychiatrist, isn't that enough?
Matt, you have to understand this. Here we are today, where I talk out against drugs and psychiatric abuses of electric shocking people, okay, against their will, of drugging children with them not knowing the effects of these drugs. Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? Do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that?
The difference is this was not against her will, though. But this wasn't against Brooke's will.
Matt, I'm asking you a question.
I understand there's abuse of all of these things.
No, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Matt pushed harder, but Tom didn't budge. Steady, confident, and unshaken.
All it does is mask the problem, Matt. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does. That's all it does. You're not getting to the reason why. There is no such thing as a chemical imbalance.
So postpartum depression to you is
Matt,
kind of a little psychological gobbledygook?
No, I did not say that.
Matt tried to ease the tension, but Tom's voice never wavered. Calm, steady, and razor sharp. Then came Australian interviewer Peter Overton, asking the question millions were probably thinking. Instead of a juicy answer, he got... Tom stared. Peter stumbled. What started as an attempt to pry into personal territory quickly turned into a masterclass in setting boundaries. Later, an Asian reporter posed a question about Trump-era tariffs and overseas film productions, a politically charged, complex topic, cleverly disguised as casual curiosity.
I'd like to ask this question to anyone who's up for it. I watched this film and I saw that it was filmed in many different locations around the world, including Africa. And of course, we all are aware of the tariffs that President Donald Trump has been imposing on overseas productions and films. So is this particular movie under that tariff? And also, how much of the film was shot overseas?
No reaction, no comment, just a subtle shift in expression. Brutal. Sometimes, without saying a single word, silence speaks louder than anything else. Then came the Sophia Bella interview. It started light and breezy, a chat about a fight scene between Tom and Russell Crowe. But suddenly, another reporter jumped in with a bizarre question.
You have these high standards for yourself with these stunts, but everyone else has to step up. Russell Crowe has said that in this film, he plays Dr. Jekyll. You have a fabulous fight scene, and he said you both had a discussion. You said, you know what, let's both just absolutely go for it.
Yeah, and look, he's an amazing athlete. He's a very good stuntman himself also. And, you know, if you look at the fight sequence that we have together, it was, we really had a lot of fun doing that.
He said he got bruised. I don't know how much fun he had.
Both of
Simba's got bruised. When he picks me up and slams me on that table, you know, he's...
It's a real table.
Yeah, he's got to do it.
So do you walk away from that and go, he would actually beat me if we went at it properly? If you had a fight properly?
Why do you ask that question? Why even? It's like I don't even think of stuff like that. I don't even think like I'm going to fight my
that's
friend.
right, because you're always thinking of the audience when you're making
Exactly. He's my friend. You know, that would never happen.
The question was awkward. Tom's answer? Composed, firm, icy. The message was crystal clear. He wasn't there to entertain dumb hypotheticals, especially ones that tried to pit him against friends. But then came one that didn't just cross a line, it smashed right through it. A man, posing as a reporter, squirted water in Tom's face during a red carpet interview.
He's got a family. He's got the journey of his family. Yes. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Come here. Why would you do that?
Tom locked eyes with the man, calmly, firmly. He repeated the phrase again and again. The prankster, completely stunned.
It's ridiculous. Do you like making less of people? That's really... Hey, no. Don't run away. Don't run away. That's incredibly rude. I'm here giving you an interview and answering your questions, and you do something really nasty. You're a jerk.
Tom wasn't angry. He was disappointed. And that made it hit even harder. In another interview, he faced a strange hypothetical, a thinly veiled jab implying his life wasn't normal. That stardom had somehow made him less human.
Oh, but can people actually be that way with you, Tom? If we're going back to Mission Impossible, one of my favourite bits of tech in that movie is, of course, the masks, right? And the reveal. If you could have a mask of just an average person, no one knows who you are, and you could walk about your life, no one knows that you're Tom Cruise, what are you doing?
Beg your pardon?
What are you doing? Like, it's not you.
What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do? No one knows it's you. They can't be there.
No, but I just do the same thing I always do.
Go watch movies.
Go watch movies. Exactly. Go make movies. Go tour the world. You know, I feel it's a privilege. It's a dream of mine my whole life to do what I do and travel the world, the places where I was in America, and just work in these environments. And the kind of welcome that I get, I never take it for granted. It's very beautiful. So I enjoy it. I enjoy people, you know, and people are so kind to me, and I really cherish those moments. I really do. And it's something that I like having a chat. You know what I mean? I like sitting down hearing about people's lives, and it's also a privilege because when I'm here, people will share that with me, and it's very nice.
Tom didn't miss a beat. He wasn't rattled. He owned it because he knows exactly who he is and doesn't need to justify it to anyone. Then, on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Jimmy tried to paint Tom as out of touch.
Get to where you're gonna go, and can you even, could you get on public transportation or go to a museum?
Look, I'm ready for whatever's gonna happen. So I don't change my life, but look, I like talking to people, you know, and as I said, I make my movies for them, and I do go on transportation. My security loves that when I do that.
Yeah,
the tube in England.
Oh,
I do that. Like sometimes I'll put on my hat, and my earphones, and I'll just go in and get on the tube just if I want to get to the studio.
Does that work? Do people stop
Sometimes.
You? It does.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes, people are during rush hour. Like I go in and I'll be there. And I remember one time I was there, and there's like 14-year-old kid. This girl was there, and everyone was looking at their phones, and I just saw her. I looked over, and kind of my head's down. I got my baseball cap, and she's just staring at me like this. And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and she just looked around the subway like this, and then looked back to me and I went. At the look she gave me, she just looked around, and she was like, took her iPhone and went click, and was like, all right.
Tom smiled and then dropped a story that shut it all down. It was funny, but real. Tom doesn't brag, he just lives, and when challenged, he responds with stories, not excuses. Then came the insult. During a press tour for Collateral, an interviewer claimed the role seemed more fitting for Al Pacino or Robert De Niro.
this is a typical movie for Al Pacino or for Robert De Niro, and then you went and took that role upon yourself.
The insult wasn't subtle, but Tom didn't flinch. He leaned in, calm, composed, and ready. He didn't defend his acting skills. He demonstrated confidence.
I mean, I don't get afraid to take on characters. I get excited, you know. There's always that question of, is it going to work? Will I be able to do it? To what level? But I really enjoy starting a character and just having at it, you know, and see what happens.
The interviewer tried to knock him down a peg, but Tom stood taller. And when the same reporter crossed another line, mic dropped. Interviewers have tried everything. Loaded questions, personal digs, gotcha moments, even physical pranks. But Tom never plays their game. He doesn't need to raise power. He doesn't need to humiliate anyone to feel bigger. His power lies in restraint, in control, in knowing that sometimes silence or a single perfectly placed sentence hits harder than any rant ever could. So the next time you see Tom Cruise smiling on a press tour, remember, that smile isn't weakness. It's a warning. Because if you step out of line, he won't shout. He'll outclass you.